Happy Friday, Irvington Community School Nation. This is Hans D. Lassiter with my brother from another behind the camera, Chris Ashmore, with today's presentation of the CEO message via YouTube, a Chris Ashmore production. And look at what we have here today. I have among and visiting with us today a team from Irvington Community Middle School who will share with us two wonderful, maybe even three, wonderful programs in existence here, all related to engineering, science, mathematics, technology, education, and our students' ability to work and build operable machines. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Team ICMS, and I'll have them introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about what they do and who they are, starting with Principal Rosemary McCloskey.
Thank you, Mr. Lassiter. Hi, everybody. My name is Rosemary McCloskey. I am the very proud principal of the students and staff here at a building that is paving the way to change the future, Irvington Community Middle School.
Hi, I'm Kaya Lopez, and I am a student here, and
What grade are you in, Callie?
I'm in 7th grade, and I don't know.
That's okay.
That's
And you're
all
a
right.
proud ICMS student. Thank you, Callie, for joining us.
I'm Lana Evie, and I'm a 7th grade student here, and this is my 4th year of robotics.
I'm Bradley Curtis. I'm a 7th grade student here, and I'm in the band. Yeah.
I'm Trey Roberts. I teach Project Lead the Way in Engineering Technology here at Irvington Community Middle School.
So we'll hop right into it. There are a couple of acronyms you'll hear us reference today in our conversation, one being STEM and then one being PLTW. What is STEM? What is PLTW? How does it work within our education framework?
Okay, so STEM is basically it's science, technology, engineering, and math, which is the foundation of what the future of education is going to be moving towards. Project Lead the Way, or PLTW, is under the umbrella of STEM. So when you're looking at it from a perspective of engineering and technology, the classes here at the middle school are computer science for innovators and makers, design and modeling, and automation and robotics. So all those classes fall under the umbrella of science, technology, engineering, and math. And there's a component of each one of those in each one of those three classes.
So I'm remembering, dear audience, when I was in junior high school, grades 7, 8, and 9, what Mr. Roberts talked about, robotics and engineering and technology and technological design, those weren't things we learned in the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. So this is a relatively new concept, but one that's vital and important to the makeup of 21st century workforce. So I need to know, the viewers want to know, Mrs. McCloskey, if you are a student at this school, are you automatically enrolled in the STEM and Project Lead the Way, or is there a process?
So there's definitely a process. You bring up a good point. Now in education, we are preparing our students for jobs that don't exist yet. So equipping them with the skills from STEM and Project Lead the Way is a big piece of them carving their own way to success. So at ICMS, we have what are called cultures classes. And for the most part, there are a few scheduling restraints that occur, but most of our students will take one semester of Project Lead the Way in each of their years here. In addition to that, we offer our students enrichment classes and clubs. And those enrichment classes are chosen by the students based on their interest, as well as the clubs. Those are the two opportunities where they can go even further with engineering and technology and take some of our STEM classes, such as our riders and builders, which I believe Mr. Roberts will be talking, and our students will be talking a little bit about in just a moment.
Awesome. So I alluded earlier in a line of questioning about what I learned and what maybe you have learned out there in audience land when we were in junior high school and middle school. So Mr. Roberts, I know you'll talk with us a little bit about how does this program, STEM education and Project Lead the Way, does it replace, does it support the things that we learned in the traditional reading, writing, and arithmetic, because we're in the first quarter of the 21st century. How important is this in the landscape of preparation for tomorrow's workforce?
Well, yeah. So does it take the place of reading, writing, the 3 R's, right? Reading, writing, and arithmetic? No, it doesn't. You have to be able to read in order to follow the instructions, right? You have to be able to math on some level to be able to calculate the surface area or the volume of an object. All of these things are requirements within the STEM curriculum. So you have to have that foundation of education, core education. It's imperative. You have to have that foundation. You can't just start in the middle of building a house. So from that perspective, this doesn't replace anything. It is not more important than anything. It is becoming the future. So you have to have the foundation. If you don't have the foundation, you won't be able to move into the future.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Roberts, to reemphasize his points, this program builds on the foundational principles of education that our students learn early as pre-kindergarten. So it is important that literacy and numeracy and basic math and reading concepts are essentially and ingrained in our students as they enter into school and they progress through our school system, so that when they come to the middle school, they're prepared for the challenge of STEM and PLTW. So we're down here in the PLTW STEM classroom. What are we looking at, Mr. Roberts, Mr. Klosky? What's going on here?
This classroom is designed for engineering and technology. So what does that mean? A typical day in my class, the students don't have, they do not have a bell ringer, for instance. If they have a project going, and they have a project going pretty much every single day, their directive is to come in and grab their project and start work immediately. It's treated more as an internship or a job as opposed to me standing in front of the class lecturing. I do more facilitation than I do teaching. So their job or their internship is reliant on them coming in and handling their business, basically.
I like that.
So, and it seems to be working in a really nice way. So,
young people, I know we've done all the talking as adults, but I like to hear, I know they want to hear from you. What are you looking at right here? And I know there's also something on the board there that the audience can't see, but this group, along with others, are responsible for the design and construction and operation of bicycles. This group will be responsible for the design, construction, operation of an actual drivable vehicle, along with mechanical and lever-operated and generated machinery you see in front of you. So talk with us a little bit, young people, about what it is that you're working on and how does it work, and maybe give us a demo.
So this is a crane that we built in the Fento class. It's basically, you just turn this crank right here and it moves this up and down. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. And what is this next to you, Lotta? What is that?
This is Callie's
design right here.
Okay, so this is a spinning sign that me and John built, and basically it's just like it spins here, and
That's great.
Oh, it's
Turn it.
connected?
Yeah, you can turn it on.
okay.
Okay.
So the concept behind that, what's interesting about this is a safety device for a school crosswalk. When a school crosswalk has a stop sign, or there are stop signs in school zones, people don't necessarily notice them. So the project for Callie and John was to design a safety mechanism for a stop sign, and the instructions were not there. This all came from Callie and John. They came up with this design. They designed everything. They wrote the code for it. And what this is designed to do is sit on top of a stop sign so that when a car breaks a optical plane, the sign spins for 16 seconds, alerting the driver to a hazard or something in their way that they need to be able to focus on, which is a safety concern in school crosswalks. And that was all done by those two students.
Amazing. You
Yeah.
use the word
Great
coding.
job.
So they have the aptitude and wherewithal to design a coding scheme to make this work.
Callie, you're the one that wrote the code for that, aren't you?
yeah.
Yeah, Callie wrote the code for it.
And how old are you again?
I'm 12.
12 years old, already coding. So this is a perfect segue into the question for the principal. I'm certain that this has generated a level of excitement and interest that we've not seen before. Discuss with us a little bit about how this is transforming your school and what does it mean for parents and prospective students who may want to become involved?
Sure. So, yes, it's definitely just like any other new program or class that we introduce here at ICMS. It does generate a level of excitement, but it also is coupled with a level of caution from some of our students as they're starting to be exposed to more and more of these opportunities. So, Mr. Roberts and I work very closely together to make sure that we are very intentional on advertising these opportunities to our students. Sometimes they're cautious because they don't know a lot about what the class is, or they don't feel confident that they're going to be good at that class. So we work with the advertising of the classes to bring in students that have any interest. And then we celebrate the successes, just like we are here today with these students, so that others can see, wow, that's a lot of fun. These are my peers. If they can do these things, I can do these things as well.
Absolutely. So to follow that up then,
Mhm.
so if a family is watching this, young person is watching this, and they have gotten some interest and they want to get down, if I may, what's the process for coming to ICMS and joining this wonderful family so they can become a part of this engineering program?
Sure. So if you are excited and you are, as Mr. Lassiter said, feeling like this is the place to be and you're down with this, then we are excited to have you. And I can guarantee you that this is the place to be. So if you're interested, students with zero experience or students with some or a lot of experience will find the perfect place here at ICMS. In addition to STEM, we have programs that reach the needs and the interests of many students. So if you're interested, we would love to have a conversation, love to give you a tour, love to get to know a little more about you and share more about us as well. And if it's the perfect fit, we can help guide you to enrollment possibilities.
And to supplement that question, here's something that the audience needs to know. There are two outstanding programs we referenced earlier off camera and so far this morning. Our Robo Ravens, our robotics program that starts in elementary and continues here, and Project Lead the Way. Lada, are they one and the same? Are they the same program or are they two different programs? Tell us a little bit about your experience with those.
They're really different programs. Like, obviously, if I have a question about robotics, then I can always ask our PLTW teacher if they're here. But most of the time, no, they're like two completely separate programs.
Now, she's being very modest. If you go to our Facebook page or our website, you'll see her pictures appear prominently throughout the course of history as an award-winning robotics team member. Share with us a little bit about the accolades. What has Robo Ravens done as it relates to competition and putting us on the map here in Irvington?
I've been in it since like 4th grade, but my brother's been there since like the very start. Obviously, there was a time where we almost won state and then they accidentally knocked it over.
Oh, dear.
It was like they were distracted by the other robot and it accidentally fell. It was sad.
Wow. That can be disappointing.
It was disappointing, but it was fine. I mean,
What you don't know, audience, is that this team, the robotics team, in some respects, I know has been nationally ranked among the top 5, and in some events, world ranked among the top 10 in the world. So little old Irvington here in East Indianapolis has a program that's been recognized across the globe for its creativity, innovation, and excellence. Before we go, this is your chance, and we like to end each broadcast with you all looking into the camera and telling the viewership, telling your peers, telling parents, telling the world, here's what education should be about. If I could change education, if I could make it better, what would you do? So look in the camera, Bradley. We'll start with you. Tell the world how you think this is leading toward improvements and innovation in education. which can make education more fun and valuable for kids like you?
Well, one, this was really fun to build when I was making it, and like you could like do so much with this. Um, it's really great to be able to do this type of stuff. Um, yeah.
Don't be camera shy because I know we talk off camera. Tell us a little bit about how opportunities like this may have changed your opinion or maybe even your peers' opinion about how important school could be. I know being a father and grandfather, I have to deal with school is lame, school is boring, I'm not learning anything valuable. Is this something that you think is valuable that can help you make some money, create a business, and be a success tomorrow, or is this another project that we have you do?
Yes, I think this would be really good for us to learn when we get older. We could build robots and really cool stuff that would help the world in all different ways, you know?
Excellent. Mr. Roberts, your turn. Look in the camera. Tell us, if you could wave that magic wand and make it better, what would you do and how important it is to us?
I really, unfortunately, I don't have the wealth of experience that a lot of people do. But what I would say is that from my experience as a student, the way that this class and the way that this curriculum that I teach is set up, I can't say enough good about it. It's not stuffy. It's not rigid, right? It's fluid. And that's, I think that's what our society is moving towards as far as an education is a more fluid concept, right? So a lot of things that are moving in the right direction for me is the autonomy to teach what's comfortable for the children,
Absolutely.
right? So, I mean, they are engaged. You've asked me before, do you have any drama? I don't have any drama because my kids' hands are busy, right? That's it. I don't have drama in my classrooms because the kids' hands are busy. And if their hands are busy, they're engaged.
Yes.
And I think that's what, I mean, if I had my magic wand, I would try and figure out how to do that for everything.
I agree. I agree. We asked our principals about 2 months ago in their biopics that we did on social media what they could do if they had the golden ticket or the magic wand. So, Mrs. McCloskey, the floor is yours again. If you could control how things are done in the world of education to make it more satisfying, to make it more inquisitive based, to pique the curiosity and feed these students, what would you do?
I would say to always keep in mind that you cannot fit around a square peg in a round hole. These are 3 of our students, 3 of 231, and all of them have their own individual passions, their own individual skill sets, and they need to be allowed to experiment with those. They need to be allowed to figure out what it's going to be that is going to lead them to their definition of success. And the more that we can provide, the more opportunities we can provide for these students, the better they will be and the better everything will be around us. And we are just super happy to be able to take these programs and make them a reality for our students.
And Kelly and Lotta, look into the camera from the student perspective. This is your chance. You can redesign education. You can make it so that it will make you want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, shower, dress, and come to school in 4-degree weather. What would you do to make education that exciting for every child?
Well, honestly, I feel like it's a really much more exciting when you get to like do stuff like this and like you get to actually like not just like listen to like the teacher and just like start writing a bunch of stuff. I really like how this class it lets you like actually like make your own choices and you get to like figure out what's right like just for you like you're just doing like stuff like by yourself basically.
I'll come back to that in a minute. Lotta?
Yeah, same as Callie said. I definitely think hands-on stuff is definitely more exciting than getting up and sitting in a math classroom all morning.
So this is an unsolicited comment from me as their CEO superintendent to policymakers. Engage the students. Rigor, relevance, and relationships. Make it meaningful to them. The days of lecture and rote memorization are over. The students are telling us engage us, involve us, make us interested in the material, and make it make sense to us. Why are we learning this, and how will it translate into 21st century skills so I can provide for a family? Rosemary, you want to add to that?
Yes, just do not stifle their creativity, because that is what is going to lead them to great things in life.
Wow. So you've heard it. You've heard it from the adults in the room, but once again, as our producer likes to say, out of the mouths of babes. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your feedback today and your presence on our show. And before we go, I wonder if they know, did you know that no matter how far and no matter how wide, you just can't hide that Raven pride. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next Friday. Thank you.
Thank you.